Let me make sure my audio is working right. Okay. There we go. How you guys doing? How you guys doing? Hey, Yvette. Hey, Thelma. Hey, Lynette. Hey, Lynette. How you guys doing today? Hey, Diamond Dolphin. Hey, Thelma. Another Thelma. How you guys doing? How you guys doing? How y'all doing? I got on my lion's eye crystals today. It's what Penny bought me. Yeah, see that? That's how you can tell when it's real crystal. When you see that gaze right there, it moves as you move it. And that's the same way a lion's eye is. And of course, I got it on my. See that? Them lines right there. Hey, Linda Atwata. Hey, Geraldine. How you guys doing? I got Facebook and YouTube up. I got you guys across 4 channels. Well, 3. I got YouTube and then my personal page. Well, no, my book page, which is Life, Death by Design. I got that up there. And I also have just one Thelma. Oh, you know what? I'm so used to seeing 3 and 4. I'm sorry. Hey, Thelma, honey, child, sister, girl. I have it on my book channel, and I also have it on YouTube, and then, of course, my Facebook. So, hold on. Thelma, you already know how my mind be working, girl. Actually, hold on. I'm going to put my, I have a good message today, by the way, guys. I'm going to put my link for my other page, my book publication page, in this chat so you guys can please go and follow that page. Please follow that page. It's important to me that you guys follow that page. Okay? Hey, Gloria. Hey, Janice. Leona. Hey, Leona. So I'm going to say, yep, all right. Girl, act like you know. Hey, Nicole, honey, child, sister, girl. What's up? Yeah, so I have you guys across 3 pages. My Life and Death by Design page, even though I've had that for a couple of years, I'm trying to grow that page, and I appreciate those who have followed it so far. But if you guys can go out and come back in and follow that page, I would appreciate it. The link is right there. And I have my YouTubers. Hey, YouTubers. Thank you so much, Mabel, for 50 stars. I appreciate it. I surely do. And I forgot my little banner here. Let me activate my banner. There we go. That way you have all of my websites that you can follow. Are you the only one on YouTube? No, it should be like 7 of y'all on YouTube so far. And let me check. Because I'm counting 7. I see 7 people on YouTube. There's 9 of you guys on YouTube so far. You're probably the only one. Oops. You're probably the only one commenting. It seems like, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but if you're feeling lonely, you can just come on to Facebook. But I prefer people on my YouTube also, primarily, since they're the ones who's daggone giving me 2 cents for a damn video. Hi, Yvette. I should have changed my caption over there. Okay, but it's too late. That's all right. Hey, my honey. Oh, Thelma, my wife is there. There you go. She's there. Hey, Deidre. I have a good message today. What the hell? Cancel. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we have more people coming on YouTube. If you guys don't mind following my other page, I would appreciate it. It's my publication page. Good afternoon, Darlene. So I have a message. Okay, a little birdie came in my ear, and a little birdie told me that not a little birdie. I'm just really being facetious here when I speak about little birdies. It's been but metaphorically, a little birdie came in my ear, and I constantly hear this theme about people waiting on God to do something on YouTube and Facebook. Thank you so much, Gloria. I appreciate it. I constantly hear this cry out to God about, where's God? You see, Lonnie? Okay, good. Where's God in all of this? I have asked for this and I have asked for that. And where is God? And where's my blessings? And where's my blessings? I speak to a lot of people about that issue, not recently, but when I'm doing my coaching calls, that's typically an issue. People have a problem with God. People, they don't want to cuss God out, but they feeling like he done skipped over them, and and where's my blessings and what's going on, and I'm tired and all these other things. So when I say metaphorically, a little birdie was in my ear, I hear the cries of people like that, and I come from a place of deep compassion when it comes to that, a lot of passion when it comes to that, and empathy, because I too was in that particular headspace as well. I too have been there. Thank you guys for being on YouTube and Facebook. I appreciate it. And if you got 2 phones or 3 devices, go to all 3 channels. Hey, Stephanie. Oh, Stephanie's over there. All right. All right. All right. And so I hear the cries of people when they are in conflict with God, when they don't believe that God has heard their prayers, when they don't believe that God is at work in their lives. And you guys know I'm into my niche is spiritual and human psychology. I don't approach life from a religious perspective. I approach it from a metaphysical, spiritual perspective, but I do understand religion, and I do know the Bible like the back of my hand enough to speak your language when it comes to religion, to try to get you to understand the ways of God, our creator, okay, our higher power, our super consciousness. And so I think that this particular topic is very important, because a lot of people feel this way. A lot of people feel like God has turned his back on them. A lot of people feel like they just waiting on God. And I want to speak a lot about that waiting, because that waiting is really, for me, a scam. And the reason why I say it's a scam, and I'm not going to speak on it at this, well, I might, let me just go with the flow. I'm not saying it's a scam per se, but from a religious standpoint, it is a scam, because to have somebody to tell anyone to wait on God, typically comes from people who don't know enough about God, and I don't mean it as a scam from the people who are trying to help people get through their triumphs, right? I got to be careful with this. So true, but as long as I have faith and I accept that change takes time. Right, Hashan, right. And I'm glad you're here, brother. Hey, Keisha. Hey, Stephanie already said hi. He's saying hi to Lonnie. So, when you're trying, I understand when people are trying to help someone out of a situation because someone is struggling at the moment, right? You're struggling at the moment. And so you get people will say, well, just wait on God. Just wait on God. Just wait on God. To me, that's the same thing as telling somebody that they have to have self-love. If you don't explain what that mean or what that will look like, then they don't know. Now when you tell people, you know what, you got to love yourself. People think they know what that means. You really don't know what that means. That doesn't mean date yourself. That doesn't mean, be all right with yourself. That's not what it is. Loving yourself meaning loving yourself from head to toe, loving your body that you're in, loving yourself enough not to not to allow anyone to cross your boundaries, loving yourself enough to honor your feelings of no, even when you can say yes at the moment, to love yourself, to honor your decisions, whether they're good, bad, or indifferent. Know who you are and loving yourself in that moment, knowing that you are striving for change and to become a better version of yourself. That's what it really means to love yourself. Thank you for liking and sharing, Stephanie. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Everybody's here. Well, not everybody. We got 23 on Facebook. We got like almost 50. And that's okay. Hey, bro. My wife is here. Yeah. Everybody, I just went up to acknowledge everybody. And so when it comes to when people tell you to just wait on God, and then you got people waiting on God, that's when you get those disclaimers of where's God? I've been waiting and I've been waiting and I've been waiting. I haven't been seeing any blessings. I've been waiting and I've been waiting and I've been waiting. I haven't been, my life is still crappy. I've made changes in my life and things are still crappy. Okay? Things are still crappy. People who are sick, die sick, waiting on God, saying, I'm not going to claim this ailment. I'm not going to let this sickness take me out. I'm going to claim God and I'm going to disclaim it and I'm not going to accept it. And they end up dying from that sickness. Well, why is that? Why is that? It's because something deeper is going on in life. Okay, something deeper is going on. It's not that God is ignoring you. It's just that you are oblivious to the pathway to get your blessings. The minute you ask for something, the minute you ask for it, the way is available. But when people tell you to wait on God, which is typically comes from a religious standpoint, and again, I'm not knocking religion. I understand religion. I know its place. I know its value, and I know what to take, and I know what to, I just know the Bible. I know religion. Okay. And I do believe it has its place for a certain extent. I think after that point has been reached, then you have to branch out and find God in other things also. You have to branch out and find truth. You have to find comparable truth. You have to come to your own conclusion. Because for me, I believe this. If you agree with everything your pastor is saying, that means that you know nothing. Because nobody has the ability to be 100% right. Just like nobody has the ability to be 100% wrong. Right? And so, all that being said, this is not against any kind of religion. This is basically what I'm going to give you today is basically give you a way of understanding when it comes to someone saying, or when it comes to the old saying, wait on God. Okay? When you are told to wait on God, no one explains to you what that looked like. What are you waiting on? Are you waiting for your blessing to drop out of the sky? Are you waiting for your healing to just come out of nowhere without anything that you have to do with it at all? Just God is going to heal you? A lot of people who say wait on God fold into despair, saying, well, if that's what it's going to be, then I guess that's what God wants. Because if God had the power, because God has the power to stop it. And if God doesn't stop it, then I guess that's what he wants. Well, all of that are lies. None of that is true. Those are cognitive distortions that has been indoctrinated into us through religion. Not to say that you guys should leave your religion. I'm just trying to give you a different perspective. So that way, when you do go to church on Sunday, you'll be able to think for yourself. Give you an opportunity. This is what I'm offering you, an opportunity to think for yourselves, to think things through a little bit when it comes to blessings, when it comes to your healing. There are a lot of things to consider. When you are sick and your body is compromised in a major way, not that you deserve it, Some people are sick beyond repair, right? And it's a lot of different moving parts to this. So don't take this literally for everybody in the world, including children and all this other stuff, right? I'm talking about adults, right? We have the power to change everything in our lives. And I mean everything except, not everything, that's too absolute, with the exception of our physical bodies. I'm not talking about, and I'm talking about like growing an extra arm. Or if we lost the arm, we can grow another one. No, we can't change those things. We can't change physics. We can change the condition of our bodies, but we can't change physics in and of itself, right? But we can change our circumstances. So when we pray for healing, hey, Angela. Oh, the ads are adding. All right. Hey, Arlene. When we pray for healing, hi, good afternoon. When we pray for healing, how do you think that's going to come? I'm just asking for a friend. How do you think healing comes? Does it just jump in your lap? Does it just come out of thin air? We are a three-dimensional being, spirit, soul, and body. Okay? We operate in the power of our creator. We are creative, which means that we have the power to create, which means that we have a power to create our own circumstances. And we have the power to destroy our own lives. We have the power to do all of that. We have the power to heal ourselves. Right? So if you have spent a lifetime destroying your health to where it resulted in something, and this is just for people who actually, who conditions were reversible or didn't have to happen or whatever the case may be. Because I'm not talking about things that people are actually born with. I'm talking about conditions. Healing comes from God, right? And you are God in a sense. You're a guardian. We operate in the power of God. So that's the whole point of this message right here. The ads are double timing. Good, damn it. Healing. We have the power to create healing. And how do we create that healing? Because we are made in the likeness and the image of our creator. And what is the likeness and the image of our creator? How do we know that we operate in that majestic power? Because the same way God created this universe, we created these things. Okay? We created these things. We created cars. We created homes. We created all kinds of stuff in this world. We are just as creative. We operate in the creative nature of our creator. The same way our children operate in the same creative nature as we do. They are able to give birth just like we do. As creators to our children, we didn't leave nothing out. Well, God didn't leave anything out either, except God, your creator, your higher power, whatever you call that, gave you power and authority to operate in his power and authority because you derive from him, right? So that means that we have the power to create. And we know this is true. Hey, Angela. And we know this is true. Oh, good, Janelle. You're on Facebook and YouTube. Great. And we know this is true because when we think a thought, our imagination forms a picture to correspond to that thought. So that means that our thoughts are created because the thought created a picture automatically. Right? Once our mind create a picture, which is our imagination, by the way, it's short for image maker. That's what imagination is short for, image maker. You form a thought. Your imagination formulates a picture that corresponds to that thought. That's manifestation right there. That's creativity in motion right there. And then with that thought come a word. And we all know words have power because we use words to soothe people and we use words to hurt people. And we know damn well that our words hurt. You tell a child that he's ugly and blah, 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 blah. That's going to carry with him for the rest of his life. Words hurt more than bruises, hurt more than anything physical. It does damage to your soul. So we know that words are creative. And once we speak our words, we are led to the action of it. That's why a jealous husband so to speak, who's enraged, he have a thought, let's say, of his wife cheating. Then that picture comes in. So now he sees his wife cheating. Then he says, oh yeah, she cheated, and then that happens. And then the minute she gets home, he makes sure that she understands that he understands that she cheated. You see what I'm saying? See how everything spirals and manifests? You see how he created a scenario for himself that might not have even been true? So we operate in that power. So when people, mainly religion, tells you to wait on God, it's a trap. The leaders know that that's a trap. You may not know that that's a trap, because there needs to be an explanation about how that's going to show up. Right? And people say, oh, stay prayed up, stay faithed up. How many people do that and people still frustrated? People still die sick. Well, how do you pray for health and you haven't qualified for health? You say, okay, God got me. I'm not going to claim this sickness. I rebuke it in the name of Jesus. And you end up carrying on, and that sickness end up advancing. Meanwhile, you're still eating chitlins. You're still eating processed food. You're not giving your body the ability to heal itself, because your body was made and created to heal itself. You done clogged up your cells with cholesterol and mucus and all those things. And so now your cells can't even respond enough to save your body from the thing that's killing it. So instead of resolving that issue, we say, God got me, and I'm just waiting on my healing. But you're not doing your part. So do you qualify for health? No, you don't. No, you don't. We all got a part to do when it comes to our health. We got a part to do when it comes to this earth. When it comes to things in this earth, we have a part that we have to play, right? So when people say wait on God, when you say where's my blessings, I've done everything I can, where's my blessings, I'm tired of waiting. You're oblivious to the pathway to your blessings. The moment you ask, those blessings are already automatically manifested. Automatically, they just waiting for your recognition. And what that means is this. That means that you have a part to play, because there are spiritual laws in this world that God has already ordained. There's a law of what do you call it? What do you call it? What do you call it when you fall off a building? Gravity, the law of gravity, right? Try stepping off a building. Not one person in this earth can fly, right? There's a law of gravity. There's a law of reaping and sowing. That means whatever you reap, you shall sow. Whatever you sow, you shall reap. There's seed time and harvest, seed time, planted seed time and harvest. All of nature shows us how to create. It says put a seed in the ground, leave it undisturbed, and whatever fruit come up is a seed that you planted in it, right? We have the law of compensation, which means that any amount of energy given into one direction depletes the amount of energy in the other direction. That means what you focus on over here will make all of that other stuff back there disappear. So you only get what you focus on. You don't get what you want. It's about attention. That's the law of compensation. If you focus on sickness, you don't get health. If you focus on health, now you're going to attract more health. So you get what you focus on only, right? So there are already spiritual laws in this world that helps us create the life that we want. And when we're waiting for blessings, when you're waiting on something, you're going to be waiting to the day you die, because those things to wait, the pathway to those blessings have already been created. It's just that you're oblivious to it because you're listening to religion, and you're listening to religion tell you to just sit back and wait and change your life. But it's more to it than that. It's way more to it than that. When you decide to change your life for the better, say you've been doing some really horrible things to people, and you decide, like for instance, the bullies, right? And this is not bringing all that stuff up because it's been really quiet, and I'm happy for everybody to go in their own way. All right. But when give God a hand and take care of this or that, I'm like, how about give God a hand and take care of this or that. Right. So it's like, if you know that you have been doing wrong to people, right? And you decide to change your life and you decide to do better now. And now that you're doing better, and now that you done change your ways, and now that you done really took a turn for your better, and now you're focusing on more positive things, you're doing things better now, but now you're frustrated because out of all the work and all the hard effort that you're putting into doing better, you still haven't received your blessing. You still feel like God has overlooked you. You still feel like God has let you down. It's not that God has left you. It's not that you're even doing anything wrong. It's not even that you should just say, you know what, bunker, I may as well go ahead and do bad if I'm still not being recognized. It's not that. You are doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. The only thing that you're missing is the fact that you planted some seeds back there. And according to the law, the spiritual infallible law of seed time in harvest, you have to reap what you sow. That comes up first. It's the whole reason why when people say that old saying, well, why does the wicked prosper and the righteous suffer? Why does the wicked prosper and the righteous suffer? You guys heard of that before, right? Well, here's my answer. The wicked haven't always been wicked, and the righteous haven't always been righteous. The wicked have planted seeds of good things before, and in his past, he have reaped the harvest of all that bad stuff that he has done before. So now he's at the area of his life where now it's good fruit coming up, because he can't be 100% wrong or evil, not his whole entire life. Right? So as we go through our lives, there are things that bring us joy, right? Like having a child or getting a new job or getting some inherited money or coming into a windfall. All those things bring feelings of joy. And with those feelings of joy come more aspirations, happiness. Happiness is a frequency that you're on. And so whatever's on that frequency is going to come your way. Those are seeds. When you're happy, those are seeds. So the wicked person who's now prospering, but you see that he's still wicked, he wasn't always wicked. He had those good seeds too. It's just that you caught him on a stage of his life where he's at his worst again, but he's reaping some good stuff from what he placed back there. But that's not going to remain. It's still, the table still got to flip over to back to the bad seeds. So whatever tree he planted, he's got to reap the benefits of or the sorrows of. He's going to reap what he sowed. And fortunately, that comes in stages. That comes in stages. You see? And so when you see the righteous suffering, well, the righteous wasn't always righteous. The righteous had some bad seeds back then too. And unfortunately, now that they're carrying a Bible, not that I have to put this book up, of course, a watermelon book. Now that they're carrying this Bible, doesn't mean that they automatically get a blessing right here and right now. No, this is a seed. It has to be planted. Then it has to grow. Then it needs time. Then it comes up to give you what it is you planted. So just because I'm holding a Bible doesn't mean that I'm blessed at the moment or that I'm reaping my harvest at the moment. No. That's where the distortion comes in, where people say, oh, Mother Mary done passed away and she was boy and she didn't deserve that and she was so righteous. I mean, she was holier than holy. You can't tell what a person is. You don't know what goes on in the deep darks of their mind. You don't know how they react to trauma. You don't know what's in their heart when they are pressured or when they are pushed to the point of destruction. You don't know those thoughts. So you can't say whether or not they have always planted good seeds, because none of us plant good seeds all the time. We go from good to bad, from good to bad to good to bad. And it doesn't matter what you are doing right in this moment. The point that I'm trying to say is, as you are planting the seeds right now, the seeds you are planting right now, which is all the good that you're doing right now, you're going to reap the benefits of it. You got to hold on. And I mean, hold on until them other black seeds from that tree that you planted way back there, when you hurted a million people on purpose, or whatever it is you did, whatever it is you did at your job to people, whatever it is you did to people that you didn't know, whatever it is you have done that you know that you should have made amends with, you didn't do that. You just changed instead of recognizing, because part of those blessings that you're waiting for has to come from accountability. You see? So change don't just take place with you saying, okay, I washed my hand with the bad, I'm on to new. Okay, that's change, but that's surface change. Real change comes from you saying, okay, I was wrong. I recognize I was wrong. I shouldn't have done this, A, B, and C. You see? Because now you're recognizing it. Now you don't have to repeat a lesson. But if you refuse to see what you've done wrong, and I'm not talking about make amends with people, I'm talking about make amends with what you've done. If you see what you've done is wrong, and you haven't even acknowledged that, because if you acknowledge those things, when those bad things come to get you, or not to get you, to teach you, because bad lessons only come to teach you, right? Crisis only comes to teach you. Crisis is a good thing. It's our friend. It shows us that we was a bad, right? It helps us course correct. It helps us change our lives. It helps us look at life differently, right? And so it takes that. And when you recognize that you weren't at your best, then when things happen, now it doesn't hurt as bad. You know why? You know why it doesn't hurt as bad? Because you realize why it's there. You realize it. You say, well, you know what? Okay, my bad. Yeah, you caught me with my mouth open. My bad. Yep. Yeah. I said that. I kind of deserve that. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't make it's not like it's gonna be it's not gonna come, the thing that you had sown. It's just that the blow of it will be lessened because you took accountability. The only time you would say, why me? Where's God? Why hasn't he come? I'm still waiting, is because you haven't acknowledged the things that you have done. You haven't taken accountability, because if you did, those words can never come out of your mouth. Seed, time, and harvest, Genesis 3:22, I believe it is. Don't quote me on that though. Okay? Seed, time, and harvest. Good afternoon, Lois. Good afternoon, Crystal. Right? And yeah, you wouldn't be a victim, right? You'll accept it, knowing that now you're still standing strong, knowing that now you're doing better things. Now you're acting better. Now you have course correct, right? But just because you course correct doesn't mean that those things back there is still not there. You can't undo life. You can't undo your words. Once the words hit the universe and the thing is created, I can't destroy this book. This book is already a template somewhere. It's already in the universe. I can't destroy this. The person who created it still has it in its mind. Once it's here, it's done. There is no unsend button for life. The only thing we can do is course correct. And when we course correct and we take accountability, that's when things come up to be like, okay, yep, let it come. I was expecting this. It hurts, but I have to go through this. But I can tell you one thing, I'm not going to be driven back there with that created this thing right here. So when you know better, you do better, right? Now, that's not the only thing, right? That's not the only thing. Not only do you have to understand that there's karma, and karma is our friend, guys. It's not terrible how people always say karma is terrible. Karma is our friend. It helps us course correct. It shows us what point in our life we went wrong. When people say, aha, karma, no. Karma is good. Karma is that ancestor, that grandmother that came to say, but I love you. because I love you enough to come and tell you and show you what you've done wrong. And so now it's time for you to do better. That's what karma is. That's what that is. So the other part is the energy. You have to realize that when you are a negative person, or when you react to negative things or things that you perceive to be negative in your life, when you react to those things, hold on. Leona said, Lena, I love when you explain this in a way that I can understand. Thank you so much for always sharing help. Thank you. You're welcome. When you are on a negative path, and not saying that you've done anything on purpose, I'm talking about your reactions to life, right? Remember, your emotions is what create. Feeling is the secret. Feeling is the way to creation. It's the way to manifestation. Okay? That's why anger catapults you into destruction. Love catapults you into enlightenment. Okay? And when I mean catapult, I mean catapult. Okay? So when you have been operating in negative energy, in whatever way that is, with your family members, with your children, with your co-workers, with your employment, whatever it is, your community, with people online, whatever it is, that's a momentum that's kind of hard to get past. Good morning. Good afternoon, Joan. That's kind of hard to get past, right? It's like a Mack truck going 120 miles an hour. It's hard to stop. Okay? You have to understand that when you are operating in any kind of negative vibe, it doesn't mean that you're not supposed to have negative feelings, because negative feelings are supposed to be in us. That's how God created us, right? But negativity, or those negative emotions, are supposed to be used as a guide to show us brakes. You're going in the wrong direction. How do you know? Because it doesn't feel good. You're getting riled up. Your blood pressure is going up. Your heart is palpitating. Bring it down, right? That's what emotions are for. That's what negative emotions are for. It's a compass guide for us to course correct. But we take it too far. We've been offended. We get extremely negative. We want to argue and fight, and we want to go to the fruition of that initial thought of anger. We're going to bring it all the way through the manifestation. I'm thinking this thought right now. When I see you, we're going to fight. That's the end of the emotion. That's a lot of momentum. When you are in a negative space in your life, you are attracting negative energy. Negative energy are also seeds. Those seeds are creative. When you operate in negative energy, you're creating your future in advance. So the other part of course correcting is being extremely positive. After you take accountability for your evil ways, then now you have to be positive. Now you have to make sure that you're on a good frequency, right? Hold on a minute. Nicole Love says, karma is only good if your mind and spirit is open to the lessons that you're supposed to learn from the boomerang effects of the actions of karma. Abso-freaking-lutely, if that was a word. Absolutely. Nicole, thank you for explaining that. Thank you for explaining that. And I got stories to go with that too. Okay. And that's what I was speaking about earlier when it comes to, when you take accountability. Now, when things come to you, you're kind of open for it. You know what I mean? And it doesn't feel as bad, because trust me, with you having a stigma of injustice, when you add a sting, hey Chiquita, when you add a sting of injustice to your situation, you're going to suffer way more. It's going to hurt way more. But when you realize that you kind of deserve what you got at the moment, trust me, it doesn't feel bad. I have surpassed things that's supposed to knock me the hell out because I was so open to the lesson that I was prepared for whatever was coming. And when it came, I knew I deserved it. And so I didn't cry and say, God, why me? That I never did any of that. And by the way, I never did any of that ever, ever, ever. I never done that. Even when I was a child, before I knew who God was, before I knew who karma was, I never did that. I never said, why me? But I did have a yellow match with God. I sure did. I lashed the hell out. And I'll get to that story in a minute, but I lashed the hell out. You know why? Because I had enough confidence in my creator to know that I can say what I feel. And if I'm pissed off, I'm going to say that I'm pissed off. And I'm going to question God. Because if I wasn't supposed to, then I would have never had the power to even think about doing it. So I have to think about where the power started at. So if you gave me the mind to question God, then I'm going to question, right? Look, getting me mad all over again. That was 20 years ago, but anyway. But anyway. And so, yes, so the energy, you have to shift your energy, right? You have to shift your energy because energy is seeds also. All right. Everything is seeds. Remember, guys, we are seed sowers. We are seed sowers. We don't water it. That's up to our creator. When a student is ready, the teacher appears. But when a student is ready, that means that he's ready to absorb the seeds that he's been given. So we are seed sowers. We just sow seeds in life, right? And so we have to understand that whatever energy you put out there, you have to get back. Also, it's called duality. And it's called the law of compensation in another retrospect. And it's called, reaping and sowing. But duality. You have to experience the other side of that. We come in this world being a victim and a villain. We have to know what it's like to be the victim and the villain. If you victimize somebody, you have to understand what it feels like to be a victim. If you came in being a villain, you don't get to pass go. You don't get to skip that part. Too many people want the good in life and not the bad. And it's not even bad. It's just polarity. You can't have an up without a down. You can't have an in without an out. You can't have love without hate. You can't have resentment. You can't have forgiveness without resentment. You can't experience one side of a coin because they come in here together. You can't have life without death. Hold on 1 minute, guys. Hold on, guys. He knows what you're thinking, so you might as well say it. That's always been my thought on saying things when it comes right. Of course, because God is inside of you. We operate through the power of God, and God is living through us. God is a manifestation. I mean, not a manifestation. We are a manifestation of God. God is having his own experiences with himself through us. That's why God is all knowing, all seeing. Because each individual in the world, each individual, not one is excluded. God is experiencing himself through them. So everything that we see, everything that we feel, that spirit side of us, with spirit, soul, and body, that spirit side of us, that side of us is already knowing God. We share information with God. We take it in through our 5 physical senses. We store it in our in our soul. And our soul is a catalyst to God, to the spirit. Soul is 1 foot in earth and 1 foot in the spirit realm. Okay. The soul created our physical body, but it's used it to take in information, to bring in personal experience of physical reality and sharing that with God. But that's a whole nother separate conversation. Y'all know I can get all up into that. So anyway, so we have to always consider the energy. The energy, come in. What is this? Hold on, guys. You sure it's for me? It says Nina Crespo. That would be you. Come on, nosy.
Oh my God. I knew that she was going to do that.
I can't. I don't know who this from, but I'm guessing it's from Debbie.
Guessing from Debbie.
But I don't want to be presumptuous because a few people said they was going to get some stuff. Hold on, guys.
Oh, that is so funny. There you are.
Y'all are a mess.
Oh, nice. A whole bunch of different sizes.
I burnt myself on my eye.
That's good. That's good.
With the grease. I don't know how many y'all was on my live yesterday when I said I burnt my face. My eye took a took a hit. Lord have mercy. I think this is from Debbie. I'm not sure. Lord, she's a mess. I can't. Thank you, Debster. I believe this is from Debster. If it's not, I'll find out in a minute. I needed to. You see, they're giving me stuff for cooking, right? I'm gonna get into this, guys. This is amazing. Thank you. You laughing, Nicole? I swear, you guys are a mess. Oh my Lord, I cannot. Really? For those of you who don't know, my supporters be watching me cooking, right? I'm an excellent cook, but I have a lot of accidents. So they done bought me freaking kids' knives because they don't trust me with knives anymore. Just all kinds of stuff. It's just crazy. Lord have mercy. Debbie is on point. Oh, gosh, thank you so much. I have got splash guards just keeping you safe. Right. Lord have mercy. And somebody said I needed an easy bake oven. I said, if an easy bake oven come up here, I'm going to be too done. Help up for your protection. Lord have mercy. Oh my God. Oh my Lord. Oh God, thank you guys so much. Thank you, Debbie. I think that's from Debbie. I'm just done. Anyway, guys, back to my regularly scheduled daggone message. That just threw me up. I knew it. You need some too, Emma? Ciao. I got a blister on my eye, a small one. Where is it? Yep. It's not big, but they're right there. 2 of them. For when that grease popped in my eye. And these are good quality too. I think I bought one, but mine wasn't like this. Mine was flimsy. This is really good. Y'all hear it? Like, this is really good quality. This is real metal right here. I don't even think mine was good metal. Anyway. I'm so grateful. You guys are wonderful. So we have to watch out for our energy. So when we change, we also have to change our energy. We have to change our energy. Your energy has a lot. That was sweet, Chiquita. Our energy has a lot to do with the things that are showing up in our lives. When we respond to circumstances and when we respond in a negative way, we are automatically creating our future in advance. Hey, Billy. I'm sorry, Billy. I think I saw you back there and I forgot. Did I see you back there? We are constantly creating our future in advance. You need an Italian cookie body armor. I need the gloves. I need everything. You know what though? I'm manifesting those accidents because I'm telling you, I have never had accidents cooking before. Well, let me think about that. Well, I always say never. Never is too absolute. I probably have, but not as frequently as I have been. And it's mainly because I be speaking those things. I'm like, you know what? I'm so clumsy. I'm always doing something. Those are the things that's creating those scenarios for me in my life and bringing those experiences and bringing those things into my experience. See, I know when things come from. Okay, so so like I was saying, Energy has a lot to do with it. So when we talk about waiting on God, we need to get away from that. What now, when people tell you to wait on God, they need to tell you what to do. We have things to do. It's more than just changing your ways. It's also being accountable. Because and I should have mentioned this before, when we are accountable, we actually break or cut those karmic ties. When you create conflict with anyone, whether it's your friends, family, the internet, it doesn't matter, anyone, your co-workers, you create karmic bonds, karmic ties. Hey, Lisa, thank you. Hey, Dr. Lisa, how you doing? Hey, Lisa. We create karmic bonds and karmic ties with people that we have no idea about. And that's why I said it's so important for you guys to start really studying spirituality. So that way you can know that you are a dual being operating in duality. It's more than just our flesh. It's your spirit too. And if you get in tune with who you really are as a spirit, as God, when you get in tune with that, then you start understanding why things happen and how you can prevent things from happening. And then you realize that you also have the power to create. So when people just tell you, oh, wait on God, wait on God, wait on what? What are you waiting on? What is God going to do? Because everything God was going to do, he already done. There's already spiritual laws in his world. He gave you a whole thought manufacturing center that can help you create any damn thing that you want. And if you don't see it in the world, you got your imagination to see it in your mind to still create it. You have every faculty to create everything. The problem is that you don't know the pathway to creation. Because if you knew the pathway to creation, then you wouldn't be waiting on God. You already know that you're operating in the power of God, and that all you have to do is use your imagination to become creative, to create all the things that you want to create in your life. Hey, Lena Hawthorne. That's all it takes. So the minute we ask for something, it's already given to us. We just have to figure out how to get it. We have a part to play. We have a part to play. How do you get it? Cutting those karmic ties of division. You don't have to go to anybody and cut them. You don't have to say to anybody, I'm sorry. All you have to do is say, oh, I recognize what I did. I recognize that I did a whole lot of crap that was wrong. I recognize that I was operating energy that I shouldn't have been in. And because I was operating that energy, then things are definitely going to come. But to the degree that they affect me will be to the degree that I am accountable. So if I'm accountable, then it's not going to affect me as hard. It's like, okay, you know what? I deserve these things, right? Even though they hurt, but they help us course correct for us to start doing better in our life. No longer attracting divisive relationships. No longer on purpose hurting anyone. Being as kind as we can be to everyone. Holding ourselves accountable and responsible for our reactions to life. Because your reactions, remember, it's nothing wrong with you going, ah, that's a negative response. The problem is when you stay, for 2 and 3 days. Now you done created a whole spiral effect of negative conditions, and those are seeds. And when they show up in your garden and you think you're being holier than thou with a Bible in your hand and saying, I'm doing great now, where's my blessings? Well, your blessings are coming up after the big tree that you just planted. That black tree is still back there. And that black tree has come into fruition, which is why it feels like it is when it's raining, it's pouring on you right now. But you still got that other tree that just sprouted a leaf, and that's the good tree back there. And that's the one of all the stuff that you're doing right now, where you're trying to do great, and you're being good, and you're trying to be your best self, and you're trying to bring your best foot forward. That's the tree that's getting ready to sprout. But in order to eat its fruit, you have to wait for it to come all the way into fruition. But that will come into fruition when that old tree loses its other leaves, that bad tree back there. You cannot escape karma. You can only escape the effects of it to a degree by your acknowledgement of your actions and the part you played in your own destruction and why your life hasn't course corrected. There is no waiting on God. That's the bottom line. You see, Lisa? All right. There is no course correct. There is no waiting on God. There's no such thing as that. That's the lie. That's the scam from the leaders of the church. And I'm not saying you guys go out of your church. I'm not talking against the church. I'm just speaking from knowledge. I'm speaking full transparency, and I'm speaking truth. You know how many people stay prayed up and nothing happens? You know how many people stay prayed up and they end up dying still with their ailments? I mean, what kind of lesson is that? Right? It's because God has already put everything in this earth that we need to create and change our lives. Okay? We just have not considered the spiritual part of our lives. We have never considered that. We just went on with our physical living, acting like everything is physical. And then when things happen to us, oh, it's supposed to happen because God allowed. No, he didn't allow. If God allowed it, then the spiritual laws of seed time and harvest wouldn't be here. None of those laws would be here. And we know seed time and harvest exist because it's in nature. We get pregnant, seed time and harvest. When we have a vision, seed time and harvest, it comes into fruition. We know that we play a part in our creation. We know that we play a part in our experiences. The thing that we have to ask ourselves is, do we qualify for the blessings that we're asking for? And by the way, blessings are only you creating something, because once you ask for something, asking, not meaning with your mouth to a source that's outside of yourself, like you think God is like way up there somewhere and you're way down here. No, God is already in here. Your temple is here. So the minute you have that desire, that's the prayer. And the minute you have that desire, it's already created. You just have to bring it into fruition, because all the tools that you need to bring good experiences into your life has already been created. It's already available to you. You already have the power to do it. You're just waiting because the church told you to wait. Wait on what? Now, surely there have been miracles in our lives, and I can attest to that. Okay, where you was in a bad place in your life, your energy was bad, you was just a jacked up person, and you was in a messed up position where you needed help, and out of nowhere you got help. It turned it around. It's like that angel or that guide or that angel came down and just intervened you from having a complete disaster. You guys had those things happen to you before? It happened to me before. But it only happened to me when I recognized what I did and what I didn't do. It happened to me. I remember the first time that I really had a really big breakthrough is when, this was years ago, probably almost 30 years ago. That happened to you, right, Teresa? Mm-hmm. I had a really big breakthrough. I had procrastinated on so many things. I was robbing Peter to pay Paul. You know, I was a single parent. I didn't have much, so I was doing single parent shenanigans, finagling. You know what I mean? Robbing Peter to pay Paul, all kinds of stuff that you can do, slick stuff too, to get over, to kind of get your kids fed and kind of, you know, just stay sustained and all that other stuff that single moms do. Okay, when you're in desperate flight mode, right? And I knew I wasn't being the best person, right? And so I knew I had to move. My lease was up. Okay. I didn't pack nothing in my house. I had a full basement of stuff. I had 4 bedrooms, 2 living rooms. It was time to move. My lease was up. My landlord was selling the house. I couldn't stay there no longer. I didn't have any money. I didn't have any car insurance. I didn't even have a car then. Okay, I lost my car somehow. I don't know. I don't remember what it was. I probably didn't even have a car at that moment. Probably didn't even have a car at that moment. I don't know. And it was so weird because I knew I had to move. I lost my job, a job that I had just gotten, because I knew I had to move. So I had started a new job because I lost my old job. Okay. And I had to move out the freaking house. I ended up losing my damn job a week before I had to move. I had no car at that point because I think I lost my registration. I couldn't pay the insurance and all this other stuff. Anyway, everything was just coming down. Nowhere to go now. I could always count on my mother and my father. Always. But I was never, you've been there, Angela. Okay. I would never do that. Okay. Unless it was a dire emergency. Okay. I wouldn't do that because my parents are able to help me. Okay. But I got myself in that bind and I had my 3 kids and I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, where am I going to go? I got to be out by Monday. It was Friday. I remember seeing Joel Osteen on TV and he said, fear tolerated is faith contaminated. And I always remember that quote. And I don't know why that quote struck me so hard. But what ended up happening to me was I went into my bathroom and I've cried. When I tell you I gave up, and it wasn't giving up. I gave up trying because I knew I couldn't do anything. And I just cried on it. I got on my knees and I cried. And I said, God, I need help. I don't know what I'm going to do, but because I was stressed out so bad, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to need you to help me. And I cried and I cried and I cried. And that quote, fear tolerated is faith contaminated. In other words, it showed me that I needed to hold on to some faith. I needed to let go and I needed to believe. But how do you believe when you got a weekend to get out of your apartment? You haven't your house, you haven't packed anything. You don't have a job. You don't have a car. You don't have a U-Haul. You got to find a place. I haven't even found another freaking place. And let me just say this too. At that time, 30 years ago, I had Section 8, right? Y'all know how Section 8 work, right? They got to do inspections and all that other stuff. So here's this. Girl, you know what I mean? I was robbing Peter to pay Paul and was walking the streets with Mary. That's a good one, right? Right. You hear that? That's that mother shenanigan stuff, man. I know a lot of loopholes. I created a lot of loopholes. But anyway, so I was on Section 8 too, right? So I was like, damn, I gotta get out of here. And so after I went and cried, hey Betty, after I went and cried to God in my bathroom on the floor, and I mean for probably an hour, my kids were at school. I was like, I felt a sense of release. I was like, there's nothing I can do about it. The worst thing that can happen is I can go back home. I can go to my father's house in California. I got family. You know, there's nothing I can do. I let go. I let go of me even trying. I was like, and then I know I already messed up because I didn't do what I'm supposed to do. I wasn't responsible. That was the real reason. I wasn't responsible. And so I said, I give up. I'm good. Whatever happens, happens. What's the worst thing that can happen? The worst thing that can happen is I go back to my mom or I go to my dad. That's the worst thing that can happen. Okay? And I don't mind that because my parents are loving. I didn't mind that. So don't you know, after I cried, I got on the bed and I just let go. I just let it go. I said, I don't know what to do. There's nothing I can do. I can't find a place in 3 days. Even if I do, Section 8 can't approve it by Monday. Like they got to come out on Monday. How do you approve it and move in on Monday? And I got to be out of here by Monday. And I don't have a dime. Saturday, I wake up. I get the penny saver. Back then, they had penny savers in Long Island. And that's where you look for apartments. So I just said, let me just browse. No real intention. I was like, I'm done anyway. I may as well just see. Because wherever I got to go, I still got to find a place. So let me look for that now. So wherever I have to go, if I have to go back home, at least I'll have a place in motion. I'm looking at the penny saver and I see this place. I see this house. And I'm like, oh, okay. It was a house available and it was going to be available on the 1st, which is the day that I had to leave, which was that Monday. And I was like, it's no way, but whatever. So I spoke to the real estate agent. They told me out of nowhere that I could come and look at the house on Sunday. I told them that I had Section 8 and that I couldn't, that, you know, it's available on Monday, but I can't move in because I need all this inspections and all this other stuff, and I still need to move and move my stuff. And she was like, don't worry, I can get, I can put a hold on it if you have Section 8 or whatever. I was like, all right. Went to see it on Sunday, liked it. She didn't need a deposit. She didn't need a deposit at all. She told me that she'll hold it for me, right? That was one red thing. Red flag, not red flag. That was one light bulb. I was like, okay, so they'll hold it. She was like, oh no, don't worry about it. But I knew I still had to leave. Child, Monday came. I called Section 8. They went down there and did the inspection. I still didn't have any money. Don't you know, on Tuesday morning, child support, because this is when I had separated from my kid's father, and I couldn't get social services. I was never able to get welfare because he made so much money. So I was pending child support from him, right? And he made a lot of money. Okay. My child support payments was $591 every 2 weeks. That was almost $1,200 a month that I would be getting from him in child support. Don't you know, on Tuesday, they had cleared the child support. And so all the back money that I was missing from him, they had given to me. They had given me, I think it was maybe 6 checks in one. It came in the freaking mailbox on Monday. I had not a dime before then. I had a deposit to leave on that apartment. Putting things in place. Yes, I had a deposit to leave on that apartment. Don't you know Section 8 came out on Monday and inspected that apartment? Don't you know on Tuesday I took a daggone cab over all the way to Veterans Highway, which is like 30 minutes away, to the freaking real estate office and gave them my 1 month security deposit? And my portion of the rent from Section 8, which my portion I think was like maybe $1,200, but Section 8 was paying like $2,000. I mean, that was a total bill, like $2,100 or something, but I had to pay like $1,200 of it. That was my portion. I was able to give them that money. I was able to get my movers that day. I was able to get movers that day. I think my father helped get me the movers and got my stuff out of there and moved us into the new place the next day. So by Tuesday, I had the keys to my apartment. By Wednesday, I was out of that house and I was into my other house. So that's how God has intervened when I finally let go. So when I say that, yes, God takes care of fools and babies, he takes care of fools and babies. Because I knew what I did to contribute to that, to my destruction in my life, that bad experience. And I believe that that's what got me through it, because I took accountability for what I've done. It wasn't oh my God, why is me? And I knew that I wasn't doing what I got to do to hold a job. I knew that I was cutting up and calling out and just doing stuff to jeopardize my freedom or my well-being. Not my freedom, my well-being. You see what I'm saying? So I think accountability is the key to moving forward and walking into your so-called blessings that you're simply waiting on God to do for you. Once you let go. Yes. So when you don't know any better, you just got to let go. Because at that time, I wasn't into God like that. I wasn't into spirituality, but I knew about karma and I knew that there was something bigger going on, because even then I was walking like I was doing stuff, shenanigans, and I was like, okay, karma's coming back quick. Stuff started happening. If I got over in the supermarket, guess what? A tire went on my car to cause double the amount of stuff that whatever I got over in the supermarket, not scanning or whatever the hell it is. It was like things were happening right away for me. Every time I did something, it would come quick. The karma of it would come quick. And I knew it was karma because I never, ever, ever said why me? I know what I do. And even though it had no relation to what I mean, it seemed like it had no relation to what I did, whatever bad thing happened to me, I knew what did it. I don't know how I knew that, because I didn't know the Bible. I wasn't into spiritual psychology. I had my kids, they were babies, and I was just a mother trying to make it in this world. But I always knew that karma, and I always knew that, and I knew that from when I was a little girl, and I keep telling you guys that from when I was a little girl and I used to do stuff in school. I knew it. I knew when I deserved something. I never said, why me? So I knew about the process of elimination way early on when I was a little girl, when I would do stuff. I knew that whatever came to me, I probably deserved it. And because I figured I probably deserved it, when the things happened, I was constantly being taught. And so at that time of my life, when I lost my house, when I thought I was losing my house, things were getting closer and closer. The more desperate I got, the more things I tried to get over. And whenever I tried to get over, I would pay for it in the cost of my car or the cost of something else, or I would lose my job. All these things started happening. I'm like, I got to stop. And so when I let go, I said, this is it. That was the last time. I said, get me out of this, God. And I promise you my life will be turned around. I'm no longer doing nothing else, because clearly I can't get away with nothing no more. Clearly karma keeps coming to hit me in my damn face. And I knew that. From that day on to this day, I have not lived like that ever again. I have not been without a car. I have not been without my insurance. I've always had. I'm a homeowner now. My career has catapulted in a different way. Accountability. Yes. That was my grandma's favorite saying, God takes care of fools and babies. She was the only one I've ever heard say that. That's right. That's okay, Linda. How are you, honey? And so I say all that to say that we have to have accountability, guys. That's the only way to get through that karma. That's the only way. When you sit back and say, I'm waiting on God, God is waiting on you. God already gave us our creator already gave us the power to create anything we want in this world. You have to determine whether or not, and you have to be real with yourself and determine whether or not you qualify for those things that you're asking for. Because qualification means that, are you doing the work? Now, when it comes to being saved by look what happened before I got saved with all that money and 3 days and having to leave. Look what happened before. Look what took place before then. I took accountability. I didn't go to God and say, oh my God, why me? And I'm going to be homeless. No, I said, give me a way out. Give me a way out of this. Help me understand what I'm going to do after this. It was questions like that. It wasn't, oh, well, why me? And, I don't understand. And I need a blessing. I didn't even say I need a blessing. I just said I need help. And whether that's me figuring it out or I got to go back to my mother's house, just give me peace about it, because I was going crazy in my mind. So help me God. Hey, Tyann, Stephanie. You see what I'm saying? So while we're waiting on God, God is waiting on us, because God already gave us everything that we need to create. It's in your spirit. You got your thoughts. You got your imagination, which is the image maker. And when you got your image maker, then you have your words to speak it into existence. And that's how you create. But as you're creating, do not forget about those black trees that you planted in the Garden of Eden over there, where you spoke bad over people, where you have wished people was celebrating people's downfall, while you were stepping on people while they were down, where you was arguing with your coworker, trying to get her fired, while you was arguing in conflict with your family, causing all this division. Things happen. Those are all seeds. So for all the people who are saying, I'm doing so good right now, where's God? I'm tired of waiting. I've changed my life and I'm getting exhausted. You're on the right track. You just have to recognize those black trees right there. You have to know that those already are on fruition. Those leaves will fall off as soon as the season changes. The new seeds for the new trees that you planted are getting ready to sprout, because what you're doing now is nurturing those good seeds that's about to sprout. Offering time, because it's right. Wow, that's my cousin, by the way, guys, Valerie. Okay. The trees are about to sprout. You're on the right path. So my message is, don't give up. Acknowledge what you've done. Acknowledge your part in all of this. Because nothing happens out of the blue. It only happens out of the oblivion to the way to get to the things that you're asking for. A way has been provided. It's not going to jump out of the sky. Wait on God. Not do nothing. Keep eating chitlins. Keep eating fried foods. Keep diabetes and high blood pressure to the point where my liver and my kidneys and my adrenal glands and all that's destroyed. And I'm saying, nope, I'm not claiming it. You already claimed it. You don't qualify for health if you're not doing anything to improve your health. You don't qualify for the blessings or for the manifestations of the things that you want in your life if you are not doing anything to get it, because there are tools available for you to get it. It's all in your mental attitude. What frequency are you on? Are you on 97.8, or are you on 107.5 BLS? What music are you listening to? What frequency are you on? The lower the number, the lower the frequency. What's your mental attitude daily? Are you a negative person who thinks the cup is half empty? Or are you a positive person who thinks the cup is half full? Assess that. Even the idea of you waiting on God is a negative thought. You know why? Because that means that you're waiting on something. That means that you feel powerless. That means that you don't even recognize how valuable you are, and how well crafted and how well clothed and how well equipped you are to create a life that you can be in love with. You don't even recognize that because you think that God is outside of you and that you should be lucky to have grace or to have any damn thing. If you think that you are undeserving or unworthy of recognition of God, you have failed yourself right there. Because even in the Bible, God says that we have been clothed even better than the lilies in the field. You're welcome. There's nothing like the calm that comes over once he answers. Right. And the answer is immediate. The answer is you have it. And he doesn't say you have it and wait. You have it. Be creative. You know that thing that's trending. Everybody's so creative. Be creative. How do you become creative? Go to sleep with good thoughts in your mind. Go to sleep with your desires and aspirations. See yourself as the person you want to become. See yourself doing the things that you aspire to do. You have to become it before you can have it. You have to have that poker face. You have to fake it so you can make it. That's the name of the game. That's the name of the game. You have to become the person before you can be the person. You have to already you have to be the person before you become the person. You have to already be it. You have to visualize yourself in that state of whatever it is you want. Before you go to bed, you have to visualize. That's what that imagination is for. That's what that image maker is for. So you can envision your dreams. You take that to your sleep state. You take that into the beta state, which is that thing, right? That's that sleep right before you pass out. You have that thought in your head, and tomorrow will bring start attracting that very thing. We create our lives in advance, guys. We have the power. When you wake up in the morning, you visualize. If you want a new car, get in your old car and imagine yourself driving your new car. You have to be it before you can become it. You have to be in that state of mind. And that's just spirituality 101. 101. There must be preparation and waiting. Absolutely, cousin. Right? Nicole said, everybody that works get paid. That's the law of compensation. Just be aware of what you did as you went along in your days and the weeks, because when payday arrives, don't be surprised how little your check is. Absolutely. You worked for that being mean and disrespectful to people. Happy payday. You're right. I'm with you when you're right. I'm with you when you're right. That's all it is. And guess what, guys? It's not that karma got you. It's not any of that. Guess what it is? When you accept accountability for your life and the way it's turned out, you did that, right? Once you accept that you did it or you destroyed it, there goes the power to know that you have the power to fix it. I was happy to know that I destroyed my life. Like, that was good news. If I thought that, like my life was controlled by somebody else and this just happened to me, if I had to go through life believing that things just happen, oh, well, that's it. That's life. Bad things happen. You just got to accept it. If that was my mind state, and it probably was at one point, I don't even remember, I would not want to live if I knew that other people or circumstances would control my life to that degree, where I would have no power. Now, I get it. When it comes to being ill, people are born with sicknesses. People go through some major tragedies in their life. I'm not making light of all that stuff and say that you're in control of your tragedies. No, you're in control of how you respond to your tragedy, so that way you don't create more tragedy in your life. Not to say that you created that in the first place. There's a whole bunch of levels to that. You got so... Anyway, I can't get into that. It's so many levels to when it comes to global disasters, social disasters, community disasters, and all that stuff as a whole. I can speak a lot about that, but I'm not going to here. What I'm saying is that once you realize that you have this, if you can accept that you have to some degree destroyed your life, participated in the destruction of your own life, with that should be good news to know that now if you can destroy your life, that means you have power to create it. You see what I'm saying? So that was good news to me. Biscuit, come here. That was good news to me when I realized that I have power. Like I have a hand in my circumstances. Come here, boo-boo. How was school, my love?
Good.
It was good?
Mm-hmm.
Say hi to everybody.
Hello, guys.
You had a good day? Yeah? Did you wash your hands?
Mm-hmm.
Did you have cookies and milk?
No.
You want to get some?
Yeah.
Okay. Is your mama here?
No.
No? Could you bring me a water, please? One of my waters. You can have your tablet. Don't worry, you're not being shown from your waist down. I have little underwear on. Yes, repair and prepare for what you want. Hey, Biscuit. I'm burning up now. Turn on this AC. If I end up breaking up, guys, let me know so that way I can turn my AC off. Biscuit, bring me my water, please. Angela says, hey, Angela, honey child, sister girl. She says, that's truth. That's truth in that. If you can own, thank you, my sweetheart. Close my door. If you can own your wrongs, then you have the power to turn those things around for greater good. Child, that's it right there. That's it right there. So with me, when I realized I had the power that I contributed to my, first of all, I always knew I contributed to my own destruction. First of all, I never ruled that out when anything happened to me bad, what I thought was bad. I never ruled that out. And when I tell you, I can't even stress it enough, I never said, why me? I never wondered why things happen. I never said, well, I wonder why this has happened. It's got to be a reason. I never said that. I think that's why I'm a star child. That's why I'm the way that I am. I think I was just born this way, because how could I know that intrinsically that I was responsible for a lot of the stuff that I experienced in life? Now, I wasn't responsible for the trauma that I experienced as a child. I wasn't responsible for being violated physically as a child, right? But I'm responsible for how that shows up in this life. I say we have two lives, the one that we was born into and the one that we create for ourselves. And our job is to transform those bad experiences that we had in our lives that we had no control over, okay, into positive experiences here. We have to learn from those, okay? We have to find out what valuable lesson are in those things, even if we didn't create them. There is something of value in everything, and we have to take those gems and bring it to our current life and make something of it. We're transformers. I keep telling you guys, we're transformers. We transform pain. And that's our biggest task, to transform pain. But when you come from a family of people where they're always saying or complaining why things are happening to them, it's no wonder why you grow up not knowing not having any accountability, because your parents and your community and everybody's taught you that you have no hand in it, that life just happens. And then something bad happens and you, oh my God, that's bad. Yeah, it's bad. It feels bad. But how do you exclude your own self? In order for you to know that something didn't happen by your own hand, you have to exclude whatever you did. And if you didn't do anything in a year, then you can say, okay, I don't know why this is here. But that doesn't exist. Everything that happens in our adult life, we have some control over. We create our lives in advance, and our job is to balance our energy. It's to know how to maintain our energy, because energy can show up as positive or negative, and our job is to keep it as positive as possible. But when it shows up negative, we have to use that as a compass to say, okay, pump the brakes. I'm feeling a bit negative here. I'm gonna let that pass through me, okay? Because I know that that's creative, and I can't help but feel negative. Do what you can to get your mind off of that negative thing, and then turn your life around tomorrow, whatever it's going to take. You see what I'm saying? So things are not always as they seem. When you talk about where's God, God done sat down. God is experiencing himself through you. You are a manifestation of the living God. You operate in the power of God. You are made in the likeness and the image of God. You have a creative faculty, a creative nature that is as creative as God's, except yours is a match and his is a fire. But everything that's in that big fire, all the elements that's in that big fire is in that little match, which means that you have the potential to do big things also, to create big things also. So when you ask where your blessings are right here. You have to cook them up. It's like, where's my food? Well, here's some meat and here's some, here's a tree. You got to chop the vegetables off the tree and you got to chop the meat and cook the meat. Where's my blessings? You have to cook it up. You're going the right way. You're on the right path. But don't give up because you don't see blessings. How is blessing supposed to look to you? What does a blessing look like to you? That's the first thing you ask yourself. What does a blessing look like? Well, it looks like me having a new car. Well, where's that car coming from? The sky? Well, no. Well, how do you get a new car? Well, maybe somebody will give it to me. Well, what's the likelihood of that? Do you have a job? Well, you could get a job, and then maybe your job you can lead to you getting a car. Maybe you getting a job, you know, if you look for a job, you'll be led to the right job that's going to be able to afford you a car. That's how a blessing happens. Oh, geez, Lord. Man is here. Have a good evening, Thelma. I'm sorry for your crisis. Remember, there's purpose and pain, girl, before you go. My chair, my pillow that I'm sitting on has feathers, so it's kind of poking me. Hey, Talisha, how are you? You guys see what I'm saying? So when you talk about where's my blessings, just think about it. What does that look like exactly? Are you looking for a miracle? Well, miracles are manifestations. And how do you get manifestations? You create manifestations. Everything you want. And when you're doing things the right way and your mind is on the right frequency and you're thinking positive thoughts and you're no longer wishing harm on people and you're no longer in conflict with the universe or whatever the hell, even conflict with yourself, with your body, you learn to self-love, then you're on the right frequency. So then everything on that frequency, then now miracles show up. Because you're attracting everything that's on that frequency of 107.5. Because you done came up. So now you see a bunch of miracles happening. Now you see a bunch of things that's coming out of nowhere. Now you see everything coming into alignment together. Now you see things that you've been working on now coming to fruition. That's what it looked like. But the universe or God has a way of saying, bad girl or boy, you cannot pass go. You cannot collect the blessing of $200 unless you take accountability and acknowledge what you have done to yourself. In doing bad things to others. In doing bad things to others, not in. Because whatever you did to others, you did to yourself already. And that's the destruction that you're seeing right now. Whatever you've done, even if you're in conflict with yourself, I even talk about that, being in conflict with yourself, meaning that you don't like your weight. Now wait, let me correct that. It's not about not liking your weight. Wow, this picture just came up of one of the houses. Hold on, guys. Where's that picture? Oh, man. Okay. Hey, guys. Now, remember, I was telling y'all that I used to love being a postal worker because I delivered to mansions like Tony Montana. Let me share my screen. This memory just came up. I hope I can share it too. I hope you guys can see it. Hold on. Here it is. Do y'all see that? That's one of the houses that was on my route that I used to pass every day. These are the type of houses that I was delivering mail to. And I watched this house from the ground up. And by the time I left the post office, it was just about to be finished. I used to look at this house driving. I used to get on FaceTime with my wife as I'm delivering to the next house and say, who the hell is moving into that big, beautiful house? This came up in my memory. That's amazing. I love that house. Oh my Lord. That memory just ended up coming up. Nicole said, God is tired. He wants you to stop waiting on him and take care of the crap you started and create it right. Then when he sees you're on the last leg and you've really tried everything, then he swoops in and helps you. Right. He sent a safety net. Stop waiting on him to help you. Help him help you. Right. He sent in a safety net because he sent in a safety net for me, but it took accountability. I'm telling you guys, I didn't get nowhere without accountability. And ever since that time, I have been manifesting. At this point, I am a master manifester. I manifest everything. And we all manifest everything every minute of our lives. But I am a conscious manifester. I wouldn't say master because I'm still getting to the level where I need to be. But I am a conscious manifester. Conscious manifester. You want to create something in your life? You want blessings? God gave us the ability to create our own blessings. That's the blessing he gave us. He gave us a blessing of seed time and harvest. That's the blessings. He gave us the blessing of reaping and sowing. That's the blessing. He gave us the blessing of the law of compensation. Those are all blessings because those are all formulas to creation. So the blessing that we're waiting for out of the sky or out of, I don't know where, God to kind of swoop us up. Who wants to get to their last damn leg or that 11th hour like I did? I haven't experienced that 11th hour since that 11th hour. That was the last 11th hour that I experienced in my life. So do we qualify? How do you qualify yourself? By doing your part. How do we qualify for health? By doing better by our bodies. Not only eating right, hugging a tree, getting into nature, being on the ground, grounded with your bare feet, getting all those toxins out of your system. Step on the floor, grounded. On the ground, grounded. Hey, Wanda, get grounded. Going to the beach. Doing things that make you feel good. And eating right. But what we do, we destroy our health and then we say, God, I rebuke that diagnosis. Well, God rebukes it too, but the miracle comes with accountability and change. I'm pulling all these feathers from this damn thing that's hurting my damn leg. Hey, Charlotte. So what I'm doing today in this message is giving you guys an out, a way out. Lena over there, most I am too, pulling all these things from under me. I'm giving you guys an answer to your so-called unanswered prayers because all prayers are answered. It's sitting right there in your garden. It's sitting right there in front of you, sitting right there. The answer is in the spiritual laws of this world that helps you create a life that you can be in love with. You just have to go through the process. Your blessing is waking up here. Your service to others is the rent you pay for being here on earth. That's it. Your service to others is the rent you pay for being here on earth. All the other bells and whistles, as far as cars and houses and trucks and ducks and all the other good stuff that you want in life, that's all on you to get. And God supplied all of those formulas in the spiritual laws that he created in this world. Reaping and sowing. You reap what you sow. So what are you going to sow? And how long are you willing to wait for that? Because remember, seed time and harvest. How long are you willing to wait? Or did you just change your life and say, well, I'm changing now. I'm biblical. I want my blessings now. Well, they don't come in that way. That tree right there, that black tree, that's got to die first, because that's all the karma. That's all the stuff that you've done in your life that you haven't paid for. And it's like, once things are out there in the universe, you got to wait for those things to filter out. But things will get better. You're on the right path. Don't give up. Don't give up. Yeah. Don't give up. You're on the right path. Don't give up. You are doing the right thing. When you change your life, you are doing the right thing. And that tree is about to sprout. You just have to wait for the season for that tree to sprout. And everything that you're doing now, you're going to see what you've done. And you're going to experience, because all that's going to be brought into your experience. And that's your blessing. Your blessing is creativity. That's your blessing. Creativity is your blessing. That's what a real blessing look like. Creativity, power. And what better blessing than power and creativity, where you get to create your own life. Biscuit says that every day when I wake him up. Give me an affirmation. I can have anything is his affirmation. I can do anything. I create my own life. I have courage. I am love. I am strong. My grandson says that every morning when I wake up. Before he says a word, I hug him and I kiss him. I tell him that I'm happy to see him. And I say, tell me some affirmations. I can do anything. Oh, I can have anything. I create my own life. I have power. I teach my grandson that because it's true. I don't want him to think that he's a victim in this world and that things just happen, even though things are going to just happen. Things are going to always happen, but it's how you respond and the power you use to transform that thing into something positive, because we can't escape negativity. We can't escape crisis. We can't escape trauma, but we can turn those things around for our good. And that's what we have the power to do. So with that being said, I'm going to end this live. If anybody want to come up for a minute, you can come up. I'm going to just put this StreamYard in there just in case anybody got something to say. Just in case anybody got something to say. Facebook and YouTube. If you want to come up, I'm going to give you 2 minutes. If not, see you guys in my next video. I have so many people watching. There's a lot of wallflowers. You guys don't have to be scared. You guys can come off the wall. If you guys can see, I don't know if you guys can see how many people are watching. It's a lot of people watching. It's a lot of people. I mean, you guys are clicked in, but there's a lot of people watching. And you can see who's watching. See how it says watching, watching, watching. And the people that are watching are people that just, they see the video, but they didn't click on it to open it up, but they're sitting watching, which is great. Thank you guys so much for watching me. I appreciate it. You don't have to come on. I was just making a point that I see you. Lots of people watching. Thank you, Lena. Thank you, Lena. I appreciate it. Did you guys receive that message well? Did you guys agree with the message? Because you don't have to agree with it. Remember, I'm just a messenger. I'm a seed sower. I'm just a seed sower. Thank you, Geraldine. Hey, Kathy, honey child. Beautiful self. Okay. Because remember, guys, when I give you guys stuff, it's not for you to agree. My purpose, and I live in my purpose. My purpose, you're welcome. My purpose is to bring you clarity, if you will, or give you something to think about. That's it. I'm not here to twist your arm and say this is the way it is. I study spiritual psychology, and there are just certain things that's just factual. You know what I mean? It's just factual. It's not who said and I made something up. I'm going by energy, you know? And so as much as it is true for me, it's just something for you to consider when you're going through something. It's something for you to consider when you're trying to figure out where's your blessing. You know, we all have it. Just nobody tells you how to get there. And especially churches, because they want you to keep coming back. They want you to feel like if you keep going to church, then your blessing is going to come. And again, I'm not condemning the churches because I understand the position of a church. I think a church has its place. I don't think it's the only place though. Okay. So keep going and do what you're doing. I'm just bringing clarity to that, you know, because it should be a way. And it's not about, you know, if you don't sin, no, you can't help but to do stuff that's wrong. You know what I mean? Learning mistakes help us get better in life, you know, but you can't condemn yourself to those mistakes either. You can't say, oh, well, I made these mistakes and now I'm condemned. And unless I do right, then, you know, no, it's no heaven or hell to put you in. It's just you suffer the consequences of your own actions. And you have to come into alignment with that. You know, you have to change your mind, your mindset when it comes to that. I believe that congregations or whatever it is need to give you a way out. And clearly prayer is not only it. It's not it. Prayer works, but there's a lot of pieces. You have to use your mind too. You have to use your words too. You have to believe that you can create anything. You have to believe in a thing. You have to believe. Look, Hebrews 11:1, I believe it is. Yeah, Hebrews 11:1 or 11:6, you know? Faith is seeing, whatever that quote is, and I can't get it in my tongue right now, you know? But it's basically believing in the unseen. So you have to come up with the unseen that's in your mind. You have to come up with whatever it is you want. And then you have to believe that it's already done. That's what faith is. And believing it's already done is not you sitting back waiting on God to say, okay, God say, okay, now the door is open. No, it's already done, meaning a way has already been shown. Jesus came to show us all the ways, right? And I'm speaking religiously because for you guys' sake, in case any of you guys are religious, you know, I don't follow religion. I'm a spiritualist, right? But I understand your mindset in regards to religion. So when Jesus said, ask, believe, and receive, that's what he meant. But he showed you how to do it. He showed you how to turn water into wine. He showed you how to, you know, get all those fish. He showed you how to get bread for the whole daggone country. You know what I mean? Hey. Hey, Hattie. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. So with that being said, guys, I'll see you tomorrow with I'll see you guys. I hope I didn't offend anybody with the religion aspect of it, but then again, I'm not really worried about that because I know my heart is pure when it comes to that, and I have an open mind, and I'm not against religion, your religion. I'm just for my own way of understanding. So I'm not condemning anybody in their religion, and I'm not condemning any churches. I'm just encouraging you guys to kind of think for yourself sometimes, you know, and understand that your prayers are answered and your blessings are already here. You just have to fix, you know, do the concoction, you know. You just have to fix it up. All right. So with that being said, guys, I see you guys in my next video. All right. Have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and actually I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.